Hi FlossTube friends, this is Tina Frazier coming to you from Columbus, Ohio. Today is Sunday, October 29th at approximately 8:10 p.m. Eastern Time, coming to you today with a cross-stitching FlossTube update. If you're new to my channel, thank you very much for stopping by. It's always great to meet new friends and to connect here on YouTube. This is my channel where I talk mostly about cross stitch, but also about some other things that I am interested in, like other crafts like diamond painting, crocheting, quilling, and various other paper crafts and diamond painting. I think I might have said that already, but if not, anyway, welcome to my channel. Hopefully you'll find something here that will enable you to try something new or encourage you to dig out some of your projects that maybe you haven't worked on in a long time and join me in my love of crafting and other hobbies that I enjoy. If you're a returning watcher, thank you very much for stopping back by. I always like to hang out with friends here on YouTube and also just kind of, share our love of lots of stuff in general. I'm a little nerdy, I'm a little crafty, and that's just who I am. So thank you very much for stopping back by. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you very much. I really appreciate my good friends here on YouTube, and hopefully if you're new, you will decide to become a really good friend of mine and click the subscription button below. Here on my channel, I've been trying to record these videos about every 2 weeks. I decided not long ago that I was going to try and do these every other Thursday. Well, Thursday passed about 4 days ago, and I'm a little behind on my video, so bear with me. Clicking that subscription button and the notification bell will notify you when I do upload new content. I'm hoping to do this every other Thursday, but we'll see how it goes. The upcoming season is going to be super busy with the holidays and shopping and just life in general. Work has been a little behind and everything like that, so I may be doing some salaried overtime, so to speak, at work, and I don't know how much stitching I will actually get done. So today's video, I'm going to share with you a couple of life updates, some cross-stitch industry news that has come up. I'm going to share with you my project updates over the last 2 weeks. I only worked on one project, so I was kind of a monogamous stitcher, which isn't like me. I have well more than 60 some WIPs currently going. WIPs are works in progress. Those are the pieces and projects that I have going on. I have some other things that I'd like to do along the way. I'm going to a retreat in 2 weeks, so that's exciting news. And I'm also going to share some November plans and some future plans with you that are coming about for 2024. So anyway, sit back, grab a beverage, grab a snack, grab your stitching project, grab your crafting project, grab whatever you're doing to keep busy and listen to me here, and hopefully you'll find something interesting on this installment of my video. This is FlossTube number 163, and the weather is changing here in central Ohio. This past week, it was in the 70s, the mid-70s. It was actually quite nice. You could walk around in, lightweight shirts and pants and not have to worry about a jacket. Yesterday, it was cold and rainy, and today it was also kind of cold and rainy. And this coming week, it's supposed to be only in the mid-40s as the high for the day. So yeah, it's getting into fall-like weather. Tuesday is Halloween here in the United States, October 31st. And in central Ohio, the Mid-Ohio Regional Planning Committee, MORPC, M-O-R-P-C, they decide every year when Beggars Night is going to be. They call trick-or-treating around here Beggars Night because everybody goes door to door to ask for candy. And they switch up Beggars Night pretty much every year, depending on when Halloween falls. Halloween is Monday through Thursday. They typically have Baker's Night that exact night. If it falls on a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, they typically change the day of Baker's Night to fall sometime before Halloween, because that way it's safer for the kids and it doesn't this is kind of not a popular opinion, but it's one that I share with quite a few people around here. If Halloween falls on a Saturday, they don't want to interfere with Ohio State football. I am not an Ohio State fan, even though I live in Columbus. If you ever want to know how I feel about them, yeah, their mascot's the Buckeyes, the Buckeye. Replace the B with an S, and you kind of get where I stand with them. But anyway, if you're a Buckeye fan, sorry, not sorry. Yeah, I've lived in Columbus since 1982, and I've never really been a Buckeye fan. So, anyway, that being said, Mid-Ohio Regional Planning Committee, they'll switch the date of trick-or-treat every year, depending on when Halloween actually falls. If it falls on a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, they don't want your kids going door to door Friday or Saturday night, and I don't think it's Sunday night either. So they always pick a different day around then to do trick-or-treat. So our trick-or-treat is this Tuesday, because Halloween is on Tuesday from 6 to 8. So we're looking forward, my husband and I are looking forward to that. We always give out full-size candy bars, and also we usually have a stack of comic books that my husband picks up from his favorite comic store here in town, The Laughing Ogre. And we give out comics, and, you know, we might have little extra toys too. So we have some things for kids that might not want candy. And usually we give everybody a comic book and a candy bar, sometimes two, you know, if it's late enough and we haven't had much traffic. The hard thing about trick-or-treat in our neighborhood, especially on our street, is most of the houses on our street, or at least our part of our street, have 3/4 of an acre properties, and our houses sit quite a ways off of the road. You can fit probably 15 cars in my driveway easily. So that kind of tells you how far off the road my house actually sits. And all of my immediate neighbors, our houses are roughly the same distance from the street. So, and there's usually only one way in and one way out of our particular street in our neighborhood. So a lot of kids don't live on this street. And some of the younger kids that do live on the street, by the time they come down to our neck of the street, they're a little tired. They've run all their energy either running up everybody's driveway farther down the street, or they're just, you know, kind of tired and kind of cold. We're expecting it to be a little cold. We might actually get snow flurries and a little bit of snow overnight Tuesday. So we're expecting it to be a little cold. So we'll see how many kids we actually get. I think last year we had about 20. The bang up year was about 35 or 40 that we had. I think the first Halloween that we were here in 2020 was the bang up year for us. But I don't know if we're expecting any more kids than about what we got last year. So we do have full-size candy bars ready to give out. We have comic books to give out, so we're looking forward to that. So a couple of life updates. My husband and I last night, I follow the Haunted Ohio Facebook group on the interweb, and the moderator, admin for the Haunted Ohio group is Jeanette Quackenbush. Jeanette Quackenbush is the wife of one of our state park naturalists. My husband and I really like to tent camp, and we usually go down to Hocking Hills State Park, which is down southeast here of Columbus, about an hour and a half drive southeast of Columbus. And Up until 2018, we were tent camping several times a year, but we haven't been tent camping since 2018 when his dad and stepmom got sick. And then in 2019, I was having family sickness issues out in California, and I was out in California quite a bit. And then in 2020, COVID hit, and we just haven't been camping since. Life has just been crazy, so we haven't been out camping since 2017. But anyway, Jeanette Quackenbush, who is Pat the naturalist's wife from Hocking Hill State Park, he was the naturalist down there, a very good naturalist. We went to the Moonville Tunnel ghost hike last night. She's been doing these ghost hikes every Friday, I think every Friday and Saturday for the month of October, down at Moonville Tunnel. So Moonville Tunnel is southeast here of Columbus, and it is a very popular location to go hiking. It's an old railway trail that they have made into hiking, and it's several miles long, and you can park near the Moonville Tunnel, and it's known to be haunted. And we did a night hike there last night. We walked about 3 miles round trip from the tunnel down to the approximate location of where one of the little town train stations was in the gold mine and coal mining era. And so we hiked there, listened to Jeanette's stories of the ghosts in the area, and then walked back to the tunnel and did a little investigating. She brought some of her equipment with her, and we did a little investigating there, so that was a lot of fun. It was kind of cold and damp and rainy. We did get a little wet while we were walking the trail, but it was really nice. And my husband and I were still a little kind of out of shape, and even though the 3 mile hike was mostly flat, I'm feeling it today. I probably could have drank more water yesterday, but I am feeling it today. My legs are, kind of tight and not super sore, but they're not liking climbing steps and stuff like that today. So we did that hike yesterday. I did get a new cell phone and a new cell phone case. So I upgraded my cell phone. I was using a Samsung Note 20. I really like the Samsung Galaxy Note series of phones, mainly because they have the stylus pen. So it has this little pen here on the bottom that you can take out, and then you can write on your screen. I fell in love with these when I had my Note 4 many, many years ago. And I also like the size. It's kind of like a phablet, a phone tablet. I call it my phablet. It's quite large. And I also finally got the plastic case in for it. So I got my phone on Tuesday. I spent a good chunk of Wednesday at work trying to set up my phone for work, because we have soft tokens to use for remote login, and I had to get that set up while I was in the office, and I could work with my supervisor one-on-one to get my token set up. That took us about 2 hours to do. It was kind of a pain, but I had to get all my new phone stuff set up, and there's still a couple of things I haven't logged into yet on my new phone that I'm going to have to log in at some point and get all that login stuff saved over to the new phone. But I love it. It works really great. I was taking pictures with it last night while we were on the hike, because it has the camera on the phone has some new features that I was trying out. So it was really, really kind of cool. This is the Samsung S23 Ultra. So it's like the edges are a little beveled. And I also have a glass screen protector on here now, but yep, got my new phone and got my new phone case. So everything is good there. So I talked about the ghost hike, I talked about the new phone and case, and I also talked about trick-or-treating. So that is all the life updates I really have. Mom is doing good. She is avidly working on a new beach scene type of piece since she finished her pumpkins and trick-or-treat piece a month or two ago. And so she's actively stitching away on her stuff. So I will actually move on to some cross-stitch industry news. So this kind of came up like a week or two ago, and I didn't mention it on my last video. I can't remember exactly if the information was out 2 weeks ago or if I found this information. I think I found this information out Saturday night of the retreat 2 weeks ago, and I put it on the back burner to tell you all. I don't know if many of you have heard, but DMC has bought European Anchor. So the Anchor Floss company in Europe, DMC has purchased their company. So I don't know what this means for changes in the US as far as Anchor thread spools being sold in big box craft stores. I don't know what that means for everybody in the United States, but DMC is now the owner of European Anchor. From what I understand, the Anchor in the United States is now owned by Spinrite. It was owned by Coates, J&P Coates, but I read something earlier today that U.S. Anchor brand is owned by Spinrite, I believe is the company. So I don't know what that means for Anchor threads being, now being available in the United States in big box craft stores. I'm not sure. So those of you that are overseas that may watch this channel, let us know kind of what you've been hearing as far as the sale of DMC or of Anchor to DMC. I'd be interested to find some input that you guys might have as far as changes that have been announced for the product availability in your areas. The next thing that I have to share with you, I got my most recent issue of Just Cross Stitch magazine. I'm trying to find what did I do with it? Oh, there it is. So I got my most recent issue of Just Cross Stitch magazine in the mail this last week. So I got this one. This is the December 2023 issue. And we got some really exciting news with our subscription issue. So I've been subscribed to this for a couple of years. I've been buying it on and off. I'm not going to do a flip through of the magazine because Carolyn Zook from C Zook Stitch here on YouTube, she does an excellent walkthrough of the Just Cross Stitch magazine and all the magazines that she subscribes to. So if you want to see a really good video walkthrough of the magazine, you can go visit her channel. But anyway, we got a notice in our Just Cross Stitch magazine that was actually quite a bit newsworthy, actually. So this says, good news about your subscription, Just Cross Stitch. Dear Just Cross Stitch subscriber, you asked and we listened. Just Cross Stitch readers will now be receiving the Halloween special as part of their subscription. Starting in January, your new subscription will include 4 expanded regular issues plus 2 bonus issues, the highly coveted Just Cross Stitch Halloween issue, and Just Cross Stitch Christmas special issues. So, news for those of you Just Cross Stitch magazine subscribers. Next year, you will not have to buy the Halloween issue, the Halloween ornament issue, because it will come with your subscription. As a subscriber, you'll still get all the beautiful cross-stitch designs, detailed charts, and clear instructions that you've come to expect, but now you'll receive them in 4 larger regular issues and 2 bonus special issues. Of course, your complete satisfaction is our promise, blah, 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 blah. All right, so it sounds like they're also going to a quarterly issue release as opposed to, I don't remember if it's every month or if it's every 2 months, but they are doing this quarterly now. So you'll get 4 quarterly issues plus the 2 special Halloween and Christmas ornament issues. every year. So now they're moving to a 6-issue format, the 4 quarterly issues and the 2 special. So just FYI, this 2024 subscription to Just Cross Stitch is changing. It might have to do with printing costs and shipping costs. I don't know. But there's some really cute ones, cute patterns in this that I'm kind of considering stitching. One of them is this, the Seasons of Love tree. That was really cute, I thought. Another one that I thought was really cute is the one on the cover. That one. It's called A Village Christmas. So I thought that was really cute. And that one is a full coverage one. This one is really pretty too. It's called The Old Sled. So there's some really neat patterns in this one, you guys. I was really impressed. They again have continued this series. So you can see there's all these different ones that they've had in the prior issues. There we go. But this year, this one is the Christmas one. I haven't, they're not quite my aesthetic, so I probably would never stitch those. But, you know, my aesthetic is not everyone else's aesthetic either. So, that being said, this is a really cute, oh, that is cute. But that one has a lot of black work in it. So this is really cute too. Look at that snowman. He's looking up at the sky. That's cute. Anyway, there's some really cute patterns in here. And Carolyn Zook from Zook Stitch does a really excellent job of doing flip-throughs of the magazines. But just remember, Just Cross Stitch subscribers, you will get the Halloween issue next year as part of your subscription. So that is a neat change. So I did show you a little bit of haul. So while we're into that, let me just go ahead and show you what else I have gotten since then. I did get the next issue of the World of Cross Stitching magazine. This came earlier this week. There wasn't a whole lot in this issue that I was impressed with, except I really did like the Woodland Wonder Badger by Megan Keynes. This one was absolutely adorable. It is a badger, and it is stinking cute. So that was about the only thing in here that I was really kind of interested in this month, or this go round. So there is that. All right. The other bit of haul that I'm going to show you, in my previous videos, one of my previous videos, it was FlossTube 161, Happy Fall Y'all, where I showed you the home and love signs that I got for the Stitching with the Housewives, Home is Where the Wreath Is series that I picked up to stitch. So these are them. I showed you the signs where home and love was already the words on the 2 signs that I got from the Dollar Tree. Well, I'm using the signs as the background, but I'm going to be painting the signs because I don't really like the way the letters look. And I'm going to be removing the green wreaths that are on them and replacing the green wreaths, which make the letter O, with my stitch pieces for this. So I am not stitching the H, the M, and the E like a lot of people are. I am just simply doing, the letter O's in all of them on the black fabric. And then, anyway, so I am stitching these 1/1 on 28 count, which is going to make all the little wreaths about 2.5 inches by 2.5 inches. There's the stitch count on them is 70 by 70. So on 28 count, it's about 2.5 by 2.5. I picked up a box on Amazon of 3-inch wood letters. And I got my set of 3-inch wood letters. So out of this set, I am going to take the L, the V, and an E, and the H, the M, and the E, and make them I'm going to paint them. So I'm going to paint them. These are 3-inch letters. I'm going to paint them and then magnetize them. So when I get those signs, I can either put them long ways this way or long ways down or sideways. And I can magnetize them and change them out as I change the seasonal or the monthly letter O. So I'm going to do both. Oh, excuse me. I'm going to do both the words home and love because I have 2 signs. I can do them both, and I can swap them out and make them, put them in 2 parts of the house. Because I have decided that in that video when I talked about the patterns, I had indicated that I had bought the Wreath Swap 3 that has the happy birthday, the congrats grad, the Mr. and Mrs., the back to school, the summer, and the truck, the summer truck, the beach and the summer truck. I wasn't sure that I was going to keep a hold of this because the only one I thought I might be stitching is the happy birthday. I'm probably actually going to stitch the wedding one for an anniversary and probably the one with the truck and the one with the beach, the sand castles. Because I can put them on the love sign and swap them out, with the different ones, with the different months. So yeah, I'm probably going to keep that and stitch a couple of them. I do have enough black fabric. I'm going to be doing these on 28 count even weave. I do have enough black fabric for them. So I got the wood letters to do the signs when I'm ready to finish them. All right, so that is the haul, which kind of is going to lead me into plans for a little bit. So I'm just trying to get this closed up so the letters don't go flying everywhere. Let me get these put back in their bag. All right, so that kind of leads me into plans for y'all. Plans. Actually, no, let me get into stitchy updates. So, 2 weekends ago, Mom and I went to the fall stitch-in retreat in Warren, Ohio, and I finished the candy corn house by Pinker and Pumpkin Quilting. And when I got back home, I pulled out the breast cancer mandala by Ink Circles. And this is all I have been stitching on for the last 2 weeks since the retreat. I was kind of a monogamous stitcher, so this is everything I have stitched on. So I finished the blue background. Like, I didn't have the middle motif done. I had some of the blue over here. I didn't have any of these open ribbons done yet. And I also didn't have the bottom border and stuff finished in the blue. So I stitched all the rest of the blue. And then I stitched these open ribbons. Little side note, you guys, there is a Facebook group called Hidden Cross Stitch Accidental Cross Stitch Dongs, D-O-N-G-S. Accidental Cross Stitch Dongs. And yes, it's pretty much what the name suggests. It's accidental male apparatus that you will find in cross-stitch projects. And let me tell you guys, I posted this to the Facebook group like a week and a half ago or so, because there's an accidental cross-stitch dong in here. So I'm not going to point it out directly to you, but hopefully you can see it. So use your imagination a little bit. But there is an accidental cross-stitch dong here in the Ink Circles Breast Cancer Mandala pattern. Now when you see this, don't think pink ribbon. Take the pink ribbons out, if you will. And I will show, I'm going to turn this to show you. So maybe if I turn it this way, you will see it a little bit better. Do you see that? Accidental cross stitch dong. Yep. Yep. So I was laughing when I saw this sitting on my on my frame the other day, and I didn't have this one, this one, this one, or this one, or this one anywhere filled in. They were all blank and open like this. I was like, wow, wow. So I had to post it. I posted a picture to the Accidental Cross Stitch Dong Facebook group. Kind of made me laugh. So yeah, that's just the little snarky humor that that I have. So yeah, I don't really apologize if that's not your thing. You know, I'm sorry it's not your thing, but I kind of got a good laugh about it. And yeah, if you know, you know. So anyway, this is breast cancer mandala by Ink Circles. This is a freebie pattern that you can find on the Ink Circles website. They have this also generically charted, so you can change the ribbons out to any awareness type thing that you support. I am stitching this using the Carrie's Creations flosses that are called for the breast cancer mandala. So if you go to the Ink Circles website and go to their freebies page, you will find the information and the pattern to stitch this yourself. I am doing this on a piece of 40 count Picture This Plus in the colorway Heroic. And I'm doing it 1 strand of silk floss over 2 strands. So this is Ink Circles Breast Cancer Mandala. And this is the only piece I've worked on in the last 2 weeks. I have put 1,214 stitches in this in the 7 days I worked on it over the last 2 weeks. So I've only worked on it 7 days of the last 2 weeks, but I put in 1,214 stitches. My goal, ideally my goal is to have this done by the 31st, because all I have to do is finish this, the outline of this ribbon and this ribbon in the same color as this, and then I fill in the ribbons to match these two up here. All the diagonal ribbons will look like this with the light variegation, and all the orthogonal north, south, east, and west ribbons will be this darker colorway. So I'm hoping to get this finished by Tuesday night. If not, it's definitely going to get finished by next weekend. So that is the Ink Circles Breast Cancer Mandala. So I'm going to be working on that until that's finished. So I should hopefully have a second finish in October. All right, so that actually leads us into plans. Myth and Magic Stitch Wars was a Facebook group that went on hiatus for a little while. They started back up in September. I want to say it was in September. And I was stitching as a villager, meaning I wasn't on a team. So I was stitching for supplies for to help out, to gift for clans and stuff that were in the round. And the round finished up, and they have their winner. The new round starts November 1st. So they have new teams coming in for the new battle. And because of my stitching habits in the last several months, I am only going to be playing as a villager again. We are not gifting clans with items this time around. We are stitching for things to donate to the main pool and also to stitch for coins that we can use ourselves to buy stuff in this big shop that is opened up in our realm. So I am hopefully going to be stitching for coins starting November 1st and buying myself some stuff because it sounds just like a lot of fun. So I'll be doing that for Myth and Magic Stitch Wars, and that round starts September 1st, or November 1st, sorry. For WIPGO, for the month of November, Square 3 and Square 8 were called. So we have, this is my WIPGO board. So we have Square 3 up here and Square 8 right here. Those squares were called. So my Square 3 is a monthly series of choice. I have to do 500 stitches. Finish 1 month or 500 stitches. And then my Square 8, the second square right here, is a pretty lady of choice, any pretty lady. And I have to do 500 stitches. So I'm probably going to bring out Miss Christmas Eve. Or not Miss Christmas Eve. The one Christmas one I started where the girl, the lady, has the muffler for her hands. I'll probably be working on that one because we're kind of getting into the holiday season, and that might be kind of fun to get 500 stitches in. As far as the part of a monthly series of choice, that would actually probably be a really good thing to get started on the Stitching with the Housewives. Home is where the wreath is. The other thing that I could probably get started on that I've wanted to get started is the Heart and Hand Square Dance set. I have almost all the specialty flosses to do this. But I could probably get into October, November, December for the square dances and all that. January, February, March. So how I'm doing these, how I'm finishing these is, do they have a picture? No. No, they have them pictured as flat folds on the backs of the patterns, but I am doing them in little pillow rows. So I'll be doing January, February, March all together on one little pillow. April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. I'll be doing them on little pillows. And I have 40 count Newcastle raw linen. So I am going to be doing them all on here. 2/2, no 1/2. I'll be doing them all on here and making them into pillows, quarterly pillows, so I can use them in my dough bowl. So November's first box, part of a monthly series of choice, will probably be the Heart and Hand square dance, because I do have them. All the flosses that I need, the called for flosses for them, already in here. And I can probably just get started on that. I've been wanting to start that for a little while. So it's either going to be the Stitching with the Housewives, Home is Where the Wreath Is, or the Heart and Hand Square Dance patterns, and get those started and finished. So yeah. Oh, I forgot the haul. One thing of haul that I forgot to show you, I'm in the Be Stitch Me Fabric of the Month Club, and this, I didn't mark it, I think this was September's Fabric of the Month. This one is called Boneyard, and I get the 40 count even weave. So this is Boneyard. Look at this. Look at this. Isn't that lovely? It's a lot lighter. See, that's kind of washed it. That's a little closer to it. Look at that, though. Beautiful. 40 count Boneyard, and it's super soft. I really love Brandy's fabrics. Really glad I'm in this Fabric of the Month. But yeah, this is Boneyard. Be Stitch Me 40 count even weave. Looking forward to getting this month's. Hopefully it'll come next week. I believe they were shipped out this week, so hopefully I'll get it in the next few days. Looking forward to it. All right. So back on to more plans. Anyway, so WIPGO November was square 3 and square 8. So now that it's getting close to the end of the year, there's only 2 squares left. So now we know the squares for December because there's only 2 squares left. So December squares are this one right here. Whoops, this one right here. Oh, come on. There we go. This one right here. Number 12 and number 20 right here. 12 and 20. So my number 12 is Glendon Place, any Glendon Place piece, and my number 20 is a piece representing the current season or weather. So I have lots of things that I can pick and plan for WIPGO for November and December. My monthly series for November is probably going to be either the Heart and Hand Square Dance or the Stitching with the Housewives, Home is Where the Wreath Is. And then my Pretty Lady focus is probably going to be, I'm probably going to pick the Victorian Christmas Eve, I think, is the piece that I'm going to be picking for that, for the Pretty Lady. And then for the Glendon Place, I'll probably bring out Fudgy Mint Mousse. That way I can get some more progress on Fudgy Mint Mousse this year. And then the piece representing current season or weather. I have lots of different ones I can do. I can pick out Let It Snow again. I can do Stonehearth Hutch again. Stonehearth Hutch may actually be on here. No, Stonehearth Hutch is already on here for the Thomas Kincaid focus. So I can probably do, I don't know, I did Scent of the Forest already. Maybe 4 Seasons by Jessica Yurka, get some full coverage work on that, 500 stitches on that, and stuff. So the pieces that are just outlined but not colored in, I still have to finish those, you guys. So I have a lot of catching up to do by the end of the year. So my plans for November and December are to try and get my WIPGO caught up for the beginning of the year, for 2023. People are also starting to plan their 2024 WIPGO, and I might actually do 2024 WIPGO a little different next year. I may actually just come up with some prompts as opposed to doing that. One of the other things I may do, the Black Needle Society, I believe, I want to say in 2020 or 2021, they had a subscription box that you could get where they issued Black Needle Society stitching prompts cards, a deck of 52 cards that had stitching prompts on them. You could shuffle the cards and pick one. You could do one every week or whatever. I may use that type of thing as my WIPGO for 2024. I may just decide to randomly pull 24 cards and make those prompts my WIPGO prompts. Or what I may do is just put a couple of those on there where I draw a BNS stitching prompt card, and that determines what I work on that month. I don't know. I'm still kind of toying with that idea and not putting specific projects on my WIPGO board for next year, just so I can kind of keep it a little more open and work on kind of what I want when I want. I was kind of doing that a little bit this year. As you can see, I didn't even start some of these. So I think maybe having prompts on here as opposed to actual projects may encourage me to get them done every month instead. So be on the lookout for my future videos coming up in the next 2 months to see what I decide to do for WIPGO 2024. All right, Magical Stitches. Magical Stitches, we have a new admin, and she is going to be the ringleader for 2024. And she has finally announced the book series. Well, it's not really a book series, but she has announced the author that we will be reading for Magical Stitches in 2024. And the current author that we will be reading is Holly Black. Now, she put out the book list. There's a video that she put out that has the books in it. So I do have the books on my Christmas list now, since I could get them. We are reading January, February, and March next year. We are reading her trilogy, Holly Black's trilogy. We are reading Tithe, Valiant, and Ironside. So I know nothing about this author. I haven't read any of her books. So hopefully I'll like the books. I may only ask for the first 3 for Christmas, because I'm not sure I'm going to like them. And at least that way, you know, if I don't like them, I'm not stuck with these books I'm not going to read. So anyway, we do have the book list for next year. We don't yet know what the prompts and what the you know, the flow of the game is going to be like next year. But for Magical Stitches, we do have a new admin. Her name is Emily. Oh, and she's going to be putting out all the prompts and reading challenges and whatnot for the group. So I'm hoping to be involved in that as well again next year. Magic Stitchdom, which is the Facebook challenge group where you're building your amusement park along the same theme-ish type things as Disney. It's under a new leadership as well, and it's starting in November. So we're looking forward to what the new leadership chooses to do in November. And this year we were kind of picking Disney movies every month and kind of having stitching prompts related to those movies. And for September and October, we were doing the Halloween event. So we were stitching for Halloween items, you know, for our parks and stuff like that. So that was a lot of fun. I didn't do a whole lot in that. Having them open-ended like that means that, you know, I forget to stitch for them. So yeah, I'll be doing Magic Stitchdom though. Looking forward to what they come up with for November and months going forward. So be on the lookout for updates on that. I'm also hoping to participate in Sane Stitchers, pop culture stitching challenges, Stitch into the Wild, traveling stitches. I am also Survival of the Stitch Village. I am on Alara the Stitchers team for that. I am still planning on stitching for that when I can. And yeah, that's kind of pretty much about it. So I will also have, on my next video, I will also have the rounded out numbers for October. I didn't get a lot of stitching done in October, you guys. I only had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So far in October, I have stitched 10 days. We're on day 29. So I have 19 days of no stitching in October. It's a pretty bleak month, and I've only really, except for the piece that I finished at the stitching retreat, the beginning of the month, I have yeah, I have no stitching to account for that. So anyway, I do have Tuesday off, so that'll be fun. I'm going to be preparing to get ready for trick-or-treat on Tuesday, and we'll be sitting outside in the cold, passing out candy to the trick-or-treaters, and just kind of enjoying life. So that's really all I have for you this week. Hopefully I will have another video, not this week, but next week on Thursday, hopefully, I will have all that. Mom and I are going to the Stitching in the Springs retreat in Yellow Springs that following Friday. So in a week from this Friday, this coming Friday, Mom and I will be going to Yellow Springs for the Stitching in the Springs retreat. This is the second one this year they've had. They had one in March and they had one this November. And hopefully they will, Kat from Valkyrie Stitches will be hosting 2 of them next year as well. One of the other things that I have, the fall stitch-in retreat that Mom and I just went to in Warren, Ohio. The lady that organizes that retreat has one in the spring as well. And it's the same hotel, same setup. All your entire retreat cost for that is just your share of the stitching room, of the meeting room that they get at the hotel. So it's about $30, and that's your cost to get into the retreat. You can stay wherever you want, pay whatever you want. They do have a room block at the hotel, which is actually about $100 a night off the cost of the hotel rooms there. It's at the Holiday Inn Express, and it's really nice. It's a really nice hotel, and it's really close to a Hobby Lobby, a Joann's, a Michael's, a Meijer, a Target, restaurants, really close by. So there's no food or anything involved. The only thing that the cost of the retreat is for the stitching room rental. And they only accept for up to 40 people because that is the limit, the capacity limit for the room that they get, and for the meeting rooms that they get. So Mom and I, the lady that organizes it, she had some surgery planned for after the retreat. So she's had the surgery. She put up the registration, put out the registration notice for it. And Mom and I are in for the fall retreat in April, or the spring retreat in April. So we are going back to the spring retreat in the same place that we were at 2 weeks ago. So we're looking forward to that. It's going to be another small retreat. So we're hoping next year, if Kat from Valkyrie Stitches does the Stitching in the Springs retreat twice next year, we're hoping to go to the Springs retreat twice, and we'll be going to the Warren, Ohio Stitching retreat twice, once in the spring, once in the fall. So that is kind of where we're going for 2024 to retreats. I'm kind of leaning against not going to Camp Goddess Stitch in June, because June is also the big board game convention that my husband and I go to. And I'm probably just going to say this year, because I'm going to the spring one in Warren, that I've kind of told my husband that my thought is I would not go to Camp Goddess Stitch in June. So now if Kat decides that she's not doing 2 retreats in the springs, I'll probably see about maybe going to Camp Goddess Stitch. But they, Cross My Heart, the local needle workshop here in Columbus that hosts Camp Goddess Stitch up in Amish country, they have not yet set a date, but it is in June, but they have not nailed down the date with the hotel yet. So once they get that information, it's probably going to be first of the year. After they get through all the holiday planning and all that, it's probably going to be the first of the year when until they have the dates nailed down for Camp Goddess Stitch. But anyway, so right now, Mom and I are planning on potentially 4 retreats. We're doing the spring retreat for sure in Warren, Ohio. We'll probably do the fall retreat in Warren, Ohio. And if the Stitching in the Springs retreat happens twice next year, we'll do both of those. And then that's pretty much it. Unless, of course, a couple of the local Facebook stitching groups in the central Ohio area decide to do a couple of small pop-up retreats where we don't necessarily have to spend a lot of money to go. We may do that. And may do that. Oh, one other thing too. I live in Minerva Park, which is a little village suburb here in Columbus. We're our own little village. We have our own mayor. We have a 7-person police department. We're kind of in the northeast part of Columbus. If you're familiar with Columbus, Ohio, we're kind of in the Westerville area. And our community center has been closed for the better part of 2 years. They were remodeling and making the community center built bigger and better, because the community center is also our hub for our small police department. So to make everything better, and it's also where the administrative offices and stuff are. So to make a better meeting space, a better community space, and a better space for the police officers and the village council members and whatnot, they raised a bunch of money to renovate and make the community center a bit bigger and better. And we had the ribbon cutting for the community center on Thursday. It was a lot of fun. I got to see the new building. It's great. It's great meeting space. I may be trying to see about getting the meeting space rented out. If not once a month, maybe once a quarter, for kind of a stitching afternoon, because the light in that room, the meeting room, is just amazing. And there's a little kitchenette and stuff that we could use, and a patio. So it'll make, stitching, getting together for stitching gatherings a couple hours every so often, really nice, and be nice meeting room to have get-togethers. And Mom and I could probably host one at our house. We have probably enough room for about 15 or 20 people to come, but we have cats, and cleaning, I'd be doing all the cleaning and all the setting up. It's not that big of a deal, but if we could have it in kind of a generic meeting space, that would be a little bit better. And that way people, I don't feel weird about people being in my house. People don't feel weird about being in my house. And if people have cat allergies, they don't have to worry about, our cats causing issues and, all that. So they do have a kitchen space that, that has a refrigerator and a microwave and stuff like that we could plug in stuff and bring food, snacks. They do have a big patio, a deck area, and people can sit outside and stitch if they want. So I'm kind of toying around the idea with hosting a couple of stitch afternoons. It'll probably be either in the evenings from like say 7 to 9 or 7 to 10, or on weekends. Probably Sunday afternoons is probably what I'm looking at, like say 2 to 6 or something like that. So with Mom and I may be trying to host something like that now that the community center is open. I'm also kind of toying around with the idea of using the Westerville Library meeting rooms to get a stitching group together. But hopefully, there's some of this stuff in the works for 2024. So that being said, that's all I have for you this week. This is a little longer video than I thought it was going to be. But anyway, I did have some catching up to do with you. So thank you for stopping by. That's all I've got. Until my next video, keep your head up and keep moving forward. And we'll see you soon, all right? Take care, everybody. Hope you're doing well. And see you next time. Bye.